Hi again, everybody. It is Holly. Thank you again, Brad Ducksworth and the Shield Company, for asking me to speak again to the UWSP students. I really, really appreciate it. For me, it's been an honor and a joy to be given this chance again to speak. And although speaking in person is probably more my gig, I know with our current situation, the video probably is the best thing. I just don't get to see your beautiful faces and your reactions to my words. Honestly, it's not uncommon for me while I'm speaking to readjust my message based on a reaction or an emotion. So with this, I decided to speak from my heart. I am guessing most of you are within the age of my own children. In the last video I mentioned I had three. I also mentioned that life has been a journey of difficult lessons. I share this with you because living through it has given me the gift to see things a little differently, and as well has given me the ability to connect with people as a result at a much deeper level. Hence my reason for speaking to you. My hope is I can help you through the crazy times we are all dealing with right now on a daily basis. Now, when I think of all of you and the connection that we have besides residing in Stevens Point, I too went to UW College. To be honest with you, it didn't seem really like that long ago. I was living in a house with 6 other girls and 1 guy. We were partying and bickering about the slob or the roommate who always seemed to eat everybody's food. We all seemed to have one of those people. And honestly, to say it went so fast. My grandma was right. Time does go by so fast, and the older you get, the faster it seems to go. And did you know, honestly, on a personal note, that little kids look at you guys as being old? My daughter was holding a Zoom class this week, teaching Girl Scouts as a requirement for her college class, and one of the Girl Scouts had typed in a comment that the old college students were kind of fun. It was hilarious for me to watch her offended reaction. I'm not sure how most of you look at me as old or old. Um, Much probably like I look at senior citizens old. It truly is a perspective depending on where you are in life. But you are at that age, honestly, where you know stuff just from the years you've been alive. It's acquired through being taught as well as the experiences you have had to deal with in just being alive. You no longer must be told about etiquette or manners. You're no longer in that space where you have to be told to take a shower or put deodorant on like you did when you were younger going through puberty. You have acquired other life skills that you may not even be thinking about, like feeding yourself or paying bills, returning a library book by a deadline, studying for an exam. You're also learning what kind of friendships you value and want to nurture. You're learning who you are and what you want to do for the rest of your life and pursuing a major. Sometimes that involves taking classes where you find yourself thinking, I'm exactly where I should be. Other times you may find yourself like, hell no, and find yourself changing your major. I know I did once or twice, or 4 times. And it's okay. I was on the 5-year plan. No regrets. Who cares as long as you stay true to who you are? I would rather go to school a little longer and end up loving what I do than stuck doing something I hate for the rest of my life. It truly is setting yourself up for regrets. I try to be wise and learn from those who have been there before me. It only makes sense and could possibly save myself from a life I'm not happy with. Now, as far as sports go, in athletics at UWSP and around the country, Corona has put a huge wedge in what you thought would be. Never in our craziest imaginations did we think we would be here. Seriously, high school wasn't too long ago. The daydreaming had to occur for you in thinking about competing at the college level. A new environment, new teammates, growth for you as an athlete, the competition, the wins and losses, coaches mentoring you to be better than the time before. I would think it's normal to feel disappointed and mad. It's not exactly what you envisioned at this point. After all, the sports you have come to know have come to a complete halt. It has taken some time to adjust to the shock and sadness that has come to this point, and when there's a practice or a scrimmage against each other, you get excited now. If I would have told you a year ago you'd be stripped of doing what you love, competing in what you love at this time last year, there's no way you would have believed me. Also, if I told you you'd get excited to compete against yourself or against your teammates in a scrimmage, You'd have thought I was nuts. You see, things are slowly, when things are slowly taken from you, things you took for granted, like practicing, playing, competing, when a small opportunity comes up to partake in what you love, even if it's not ideal, we become grateful for a smaller piece of it. Let me tell you, this applies to everything in life. Hey, by the way, here is a picture of Finn and I, my dog. It's a golden doodle. He just turned 1. He and I walk through campus a couple times a day, and I actually am starting to recognize a lot of students. Feel free to wave to us. We'd love to wave back. Anyways, I get to see small groups of students working out in the middle of the track and football practices, scrimmages with full-on energy. I don't take for granted what I see. It's a reminder that the human spirit and resilience is present in all of us. You're doing what you love to do, even if it isn't what you envisioned. I will often pause and wonder about mom type things. I wonder if you're close to your hometown. I wonder about your family dynamics and what pushed you to be where you are today. I wonder if the athletic journey will continue after graduation. I wonder how your athletic success, failures, and lessons have shaped who you are becoming. I wonder, too, how full and equipped your toolbox is. Toolbox, yeah, hypothetically speaking. Everyone has one. You were born with an empty one. You came into this world knowing nothing about anything. Somebody gave birth to you, and somebody, or many people, raised you. It doesn't really matter, honestly. What matters is what they filled your toolbox with. The toolbox is filled over one's lifetime. Everybody has a different toolbox by the end of their lives. Some are light with limited tools, others heavy with learned lessons. Sometimes we need to take a tool out and clean it off to use it again. Some tools are used daily, and others are really just resourceful to have. Daily tools that were given to you when you were really young are things you probably don't think about, like taking care of yourself with deodorant, showering, eating, brushing your teeth. Tools for other things might look like respect, integrity, manners, tools for knowing right and wrong, tools for reasoning, delaying gratification, thus learning choices and consequences, tools for learning failure and being humble, tools to be kind, tools when you graduate and how to move forward, tools for finance and cooking and healthy eating, implications for the rest of your life. There are so many tools out there, I can't even list them all and think of them all. But sometimes we're not given those. You see, all of life things we deal with gives us the necessary tools to thrive and grow and deal with life as it happens. So your tools. I wonder how many of you have the tool when life throws you adversity, a curveball you weren't expecting. This pandemic is a crazy thing none of us expected in lives. It is definitely something we didn't plan, and it's been a huge curveball most of us couldn't catch. The question is, do you have the tools to deal with this effectively for a better you and those you care about? I have a dear friend who told me she does really well with this COVID stuff. When she goes out in public, she wears a mask, she said, 90% of the time. It is equivalent to having a team where everyone is giving their all and one teammate who doesn't. They miss a winning opportunity because they just didn't have the ambition and fails the whole team as a result. It's like the kid in grade school who didn't follow the rules, and as a result the whole class had to stand for recess. It's like having the logic while you're pregnant or impregnating. Well, I thought it was all good. I wore protection 90% of the time. Dang, I get it. COVID's getting old. Infected once, minimal symptoms. What about the second time? I know someone who didn't fare so well the second time, comparably. Why risk it? Because it's an inconvenience, maybe? You think it will be okay or you won't be inflicted? What about those you might infect? What if they don't fare well? Can you live with that? There was a small wedding. Only close friends and family, 78 people were there in total. One person had COVID and displayed no symptoms. Infected 56 people. Of those 56, they infected others where 3 died. The stories go on and on. Have we become so numb to death? We don't know the long-term effects on having had COVID. These stories are so common, we turn a deaf ear to avoid having to emotionally deal with it. When we're forced to deal with it, we feel inconvenienced or like our rights have been infringed upon somehow. So many go about living their lives like they want. It's a frustrating place for those who are sitting at home trying to be safe. Let me tell you, if there's any other time in your life to be part of a team, it is now. It is only when we do our parts 100% of the time will we be able to move back to a world where we can hug, play sports, shop, whatever, in a healthy way. Nobody wants to be known as the kid who didn't give their all in a game. Nobody wants to be that kid who didn't listen and now we all have to stand for recess. I can't emphasize it enough. It is now that it matters for all to do their part 100% of the time and be the team player in this life we are living. Are you one that is social, inconvenienced? Or are you scared and anxiable? I've talked to both walking around campus. Regardless, during these winter months that are ahead of us, the days are short. It's cold. Staying inside becomes more of a thing amongst many. Many suffer from seasonal depression already, and now we have to deal with COVID too. Being a team player involves getting inside your own head. Self-talk, that soul of yours. Crazy visual for you. When I would run bleachers a lot, and I would run them for about 30 minutes, I used to pretend, to sound so stupid, that I was in this Under Armour commercial, and it literally made me really push myself. I know athletes do this. You get inside your own head. You need to get inside your head and find peace within yourself so you can play your part during this time. The big thing right now to help you out is meditation. There are a gazillion things out there on YouTube and Google to get you started. Journaling, exercise, Zooming to stay connected with those you care about, eating healthy. Make a daily effort to do these things. This is what will happen. Slowly, it will become a part of you. Slowly, you will see your ability to cope a little easier. You will find gratefulness in things you once took for granted. It truly is a transformation for the better. This COVID experience is developing a coping tool that you'll be able to use your whole life. It isn't easy, but if it was, we wouldn't have so many people denying the fact that it is needed to play this game safely. Please be that team player, and once again, I wonder who took this to heart and will acquire that tool to put in their toolbox. Please stay well. Thanks for listening.